breaks while we're on the air. It's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580, and we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. And I thank you, thank you.
We were supposed to get married today. Instead I'm here all alone in a home with no one to call my own. Got me wondering, did I make a mistake in choosing who to say I do to? 'Cause I guess I don't. I guess I don't. I guess I don't.
KBLA Talk 1580. That's Madison McFerrin. That's one of the singles. Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Great to have you back in studio.
I appreciate it.
You look amazing. You look
Thank
glowy
you.
and vibrant and happy.
That's good because it's much earlier than I'm usually up.
Yeah, you're up radiating joy even though you're not a morning person?
Yes,
Is that what you're
totally.
saying?
That's the only option.
Yeah. Well, so was that the first single off
That was
the
the
new?
second single.
Second single off Scorpio, which is your new album, which is lovely.
Thank you so much.
That song is so... I guess I don't.
I guess it's a little spicy.
It's spicy, but I also, I'm really appreciating your songwriting there. Let's see, who I say I do to, that whatever that bars. You got some bars.
Got me wondering if I made a mistake in saying in choosing who to say I do to, because I guess I don't.
Because I guess I don't. Bars.
I definitely felt that way when I wrote it.
Yeah.
When I write music, I always write the music first, the chords, and then I write the melody, and then the lyrics come last.
Really?
Yeah. And so I remember I was just writing it, and because I guess I don't, really it just came out, and I remember being like, woo, yes.
Yeah.
I felt it.
Yeah. That's interesting. The music comes first.
Mm-hmm. Always.
The melody next, and then the words.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a feeling that comes with it, like you kind of knew you were heading towards I don't, or it just comes out in phases and you accept it as it flows out?
Well, actually, interestingly enough, I don't is a little bit different in the sense that I wrote that first line first. The "we were supposed to get married today" kind of just happened. I was walking into my house, and it was 2 days before we were supposed to get married.
So this is a true story.
Yeah, this is a true story. And all of a sudden, it was one of those moments where I was like, I got to catch that, And so then I went into the studio and figured things out around it. But so that's one of the few times where something like that happens, where the melody and the lyric just come together.
It was a whole thing.
It was a whole thing. That's how a lot of this album was written, though. It was very much just an energy flow of all of the things that I clearly felt but had been restricted and pent up in my body, and then they just flew out of me. This is the fastest I've ever written music. It just happened.
So when you wrote I Don't, had you already made that decision personally not to get married, or did the song tell you what was about to not happen?
Pretty much. It took about 5 months for us to actually break up. And in that time, I had known that the relationship wasn't good for a long time. But then in 2023, early in the year, there were a couple things that were very glaring things from the universe being like, girl, hello, gotta go. And then with the final straw, it was such a light switch of sorts. But my ex was, I presumably still is, somebody who, when he finds a task, he really tries to go after it. And of course, it was one of those things where it was once he saw that I was really ready to bounce, he was like, let me change in all these ways. And then it was too little too late, which is the story. But he works really hard. So I had convinced myself for a few months, okay, maybe we can work this out.
Maybe I do.
Right. Well, because we had been together for 8 years.
Wow.
You know, it's like, that's a lot of time. We were engaged, clearly. That's what this song is about.
Yeah, that's clearly what the song is about.
So it's like you put in that time and that effort, and you really want to see that through. And I started writing this, I guess, like 3 weeks before I officially ended it. We were doing a like trial separation. He was staying in Chicago while I would be in LA and vice versa. But I knew.
You stay on the road.
Yeah. This last
you work.
Yes, I do. 2024 was my least amount of touring in a minute.
Okay.
Well, I would say from like mid 2024 on to now. But I'm about to go on tour again in October. Come to the Scorpio tour in a city near you.
Yeah, well, if you follow Mad McFerrin on Instagram or Twitter, you'll know.
Yes.
Because you do a great job of keeping us informed where
I
you're going to be.
do my best. But yeah, I was on the road a lot. I ended the relationship while I was on tour.
Wow.
And I was like,
Drama much?
Whew,
well,
man.
you are a Scorpio.
I am a Scorpio.
Y'all do, I mean.
I'm a Scorpio stellium as well, which means I'm extra Scorpio.
It's Scorpio. Yeah.
You have 3 or more planets in a sign.
Yeah. Yeah,
so.
like my bonus daughter. She has 5. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are very intellectual, very intense, very dedicated, and I think the stereotype is true, very sexy.
Yes. Lean
and
into
you
it.
lean into that.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, yeah, right. You can't.
As my former voice teacher, Donna McElroy, told me, use it while you do's it.
So you ended the relationship on the road and kept touring, and then finished the album, and then...
Yeah, pretty much. So, funny enough, I had Spent already. That was a song that was produced by Andrew Lappin, who also produced Please Don't Leave Me Now on my debut album, and we made those songs at the same time.
Ever so slightly dark pieces of the Madison McFerrin catalog.
Yeah. But we had made that song at the same time. I had written it, and I'd sent it, and I'd played it for him on the piano when we were in the studio, and he was like, please let me make something to that. And so we made it at that same time, but it didn't fit sonically with the last record. But I knew I wanted to hold on to it. It was such a good song. And so then when I started writing this music for Scorpio, I was like, oh, it belongs in here.
Well, that's why I'm laughing. That was like the preview, the foreshadowing, right? The song was the foreshadowing of what was to come. Yeah.
But I wrote the end. That was the first song outside of Spent, which Andrew Lappin actually co-produced as well on the record. But I started writing that while we were still together. Yeah. I wrote the first verse and first chorus while we were still together, and then kind of like set it aside, and then we broke up and I finished it.
Okay. That song reminds me of one of the things that struck me in this album, even more than your last one, is that I know Geminis have this reputation for having all these different personalities or personas, but I feel like you do as an artist.
Well, I am a Gemini rising.
See, there it is. There it is. There it is. I knew there was something going on because I listened to it, and there's at least 4, possibly 5 Madison McFerrin characters. You don't call them characters. They're aspects of you, I guess. I mean, where your voice sounds different, your attitude sounds different, even the musicality is varying.
I mean, I'm just making music and letting it happen. I think it was Michael who said something about like songs are like in the ether and you got to grab it because Prince might get it or something else like that, and that's really what it feels like. So I wasn't doing anything other than writing music that felt right and sounded good to me, which is kind of what I try and do in general when I write music. But it was very much, like I said, this is the fastest I've ever made, produced, put out music. And a lot of it was just because it was just like flowing out of me. Like I wrote all of the songs, with the exception of Spent having been done since 2022, I suppose. I wrote all of the songs in like a 4-month period. Like it just like happened. So those different parts of me, that's literally me going through the stages of grief. That's me processing my breakup. This whole album is me processing that breakup. 8 years is a long time. It also was not a nice relationship. So it's a lot of me just coming terms with what I had gone through, why did I go through it, and I know that this music is instrumental in my being able to like shed this grief. I mean, things still come up every once in a while. 8 years is a long time. Like, that doesn't just leave you. But I definitely feel like this was my therapy in addition to biweekly therapy.
Actual therapy. But you're so transparent, Madison. I mean, a lot of celebs and I know you're an independent artist and a Bay Area woman and all that. So you have a different maybe aesthetic or a different morality, I don't know, but you're so transparent. You like, people try to hide. They don't want to talk about their private life, or they want to separate the music from real life.
No, I mean, there still definitely is a line. Y'all don't know everything about me.
I'm sure we well, you're a Scorpio. Y'all are also famous for secrets.
Yeah, being very mysterious.
Yes.
But I'm an artist, and like I said, this is how I process my emotions, you know? So I don't really know how to do anything else. This isn't me trying to be like, oh, let me air my dirty laundry. It's literally just like, hey, like, I wrote this music that I really love. Like, I love this music so much. I'm so proud of it. I think the album is amazing.
It is.
And while I was making it, I kept saying and continue to say, you know, I believe that I went through what I went through in my relationship because I was supposed to create a piece of art that's going to change my life. Like, that was its purpose. This art was the purpose of that relationship. And, you know, obviously many other lessons that come with that. But what, I'm supposed to write this music and then just like keep it to myself and then just... I worried about that man's emotions for way too many years. I don't care now. This doesn't actually have to do with him anymore. This is about me.
It's your artistry.
And like, you know, if you don't want to have songs written about you that paint you in a negative light, don't do negative things. You know,
or don't date a songwriter.
Right.
There's another option.
That's the other thing. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. What am I supposed to
date
do?
Date a mime or something. You know? Right. Madison McFerrin is my guest. Scorpio is the new project. It's full of great songs. We'll hear some of them now, and we get to talk with her about them. And I do have some questions.
Yeah.
That's my job, of course. But I'm excited because she's here. She is an artist who I really, really enjoy. And if you haven't heard the new one or the last one, hey, they're available now wherever you get your music. Mm-hmm. Continuing the conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
What about you? Yeah.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're proud to be celebrating 4 years on the air, but we know we could not have made it this far without you. We work hard every single day to curate conversations that will enlighten, encourage, and empower you. So, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, a big thank you for your love and support.
You don't know how much you mean to me.
And by the way, if your smartphone did not update automatically, be sure to download our brand new KBLA 1580 app. We think you'll love all the new features, including new ways to send us photos and video in real time, whenever news breaks, while we're on the air. It's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580, and we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. Thank you, thank you.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TAXI for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TAXI for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TAXI.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Is it hard to keep me out your thoughts? Distracting from your plots, you can't afford to spend the time. But I can tell you wanna know me well. Come fall under my spell and I'll make sure you're satisfied. So what's it like on the other side? Told you I could always change your mind. And ain't it nice if you say
That's from Scorpio. Ain't it nice? That was the first single.
It was the first single.
That was the first single. Outro that. What are we hearing right here?
This is a song co-produced by jazz phenom Julius Rodriguez and his co-producer Maddie St. John. We wrote it in April of last year. It was one of the last songs that was on Scorpio, and it's the only song on Scorpio that I did not write on the piano.
Really?
Yes. Everything else I wrote on the piano. This one, Julius is a friend and has played with me. He was playing keys with me at the Zebulon show that you came to.
Yeah, that me and Dr. Abdullah came to. We
But
were partying.
he like literally plays every single instrument and is an incredible musician. Definitely check out his music if you haven't already. But he asked me to come through to the studio, and they had this beat. It was there were arrangement-wise, it was a little bit different. But again, this was one of those things. I wrote the melody and lyrics in like 30 minutes. Like, it just like happened because it was so funky. And then when I had this demo afterwards, I ran it into the ground. I probably played it like 100 times.
It's a great song.
In one day. It's so fun. And this is actually the song that caught Tyler, the Creator's attention, and he posted it in his story.
Oh, wow. That must have been exciting.
Yeah, it was very exciting. It was very exciting.
I love how, again, you're transparent about the career stuff too, and you do have you are on one of his songs.
Yes, that was just released on his new album, Don't Tap the Glass.
In which we're going to play, Miles, right? We're going to find...
It's called Don't You Worry, Baby.
Yeah, collab with Madison McFerrin and Tyler, the Creator. And you know, since I've last seen you, you've been touring. Mm-hmm. You've dropped this album. You got out of a 8-year relationship. Mm-hmm. Into a new relationship now. Mm-hmm. Seemed
that was not
very
expected.
Happy. That went Instagram official.
Oh my goodness! It happened so fast. We met at DJ Jazzy Jeff's house at his playlist retreat, which I think is a very cool story. And it's a 4-day retreat. And by the end of the 4 days, we were an item. It was. I've never felt anything like it. As soon as we connected, I remember after our first conversation, I walked away being like, that was weird because it was so effortless. But he's really my best friend in the whole world. And the way that life works is really crazy. Because especially, you know, I'm 33 years old. I was 31 when I ended the last relationship. And you know, you're thinking about kids, you're thinking about marriage, and a lot of me was scared to leave at that point in my life because I'm just delaying things further that I want for myself and for my future. And then the universe was like, 11 months later was like, nope, here's your person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with.
Wow. That's a great feeling.
No, it is a wonderful feeling. It really gives me faith in love in general. It has healed my heart in all these ways that I did not even know possible. Love of my life. He's also fine as hell, and I love that for me.
I love that for you too. And you guys look amazing together.
We do.
Yeah.
He's my best friend.
Aww.
Jossie. Hi, Jossie. I love you.
Hi, Jossie. She loves you. and so is that, I know obviously that has to also influence your writing and your performing.
Funny enough, I have not written anything yet. I'm there are some people who they write all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people. I have these moments of bam, 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 bam. And then, being completely independent, I have to do all this stuff myself, so it's that's a job in itself. Social media is a job.
I mean, there's a bunch of jobs, right?
It's
marketing,
so
social
jobs.
media, promotions.
Right. And so,
managing your tours, you're your own road manager.
Exactly. My ex was my manager. So when we broke up, I managed myself from August of 2023 because he stopped before we officially broke up. And managed myself until January of this year. So all the stuff that you had, stuff that you're still seeing happening is because of stuff that I put in place, like the Tiny Desk. I got that myself.
Congrats on that.
Thank you so much.
That was a really nice performance.
It was very fun. I kind of blacked out a little bit, but from what I recall, it was really...
Well, you were blacking out while singing, dancing, and performing.
Right.
And doing amazing,
it's a tough gig.
Interstitial. Is it really harder than it looks?
It's much harder than it looks. First of all, that wide angle lens is doing work because that desk is tiny. Fact I had 7 people in my band, not including myself, and it's packed. So the fact that people have 14 piece, that's why they're always spilling out into the sides because there's literally no room at all.
Wow.
But the main thing that I don't think people know about it is that the microphones are just for the video. They're not amplified in the room at all. And there's no vocal monitors. So the band has to play quiet enough to hear the musicians.
That's crazy.
And also,
how can you sing without vocal monitors?
You just do it.
Go back to church?
Right.
I don't know. I know you've done the doo-wop, you've done the harmonizing and stuff, so maybe that means you're better at it?
Well, no, it's a thing of, it definitely is a skill. It's a different type of singing to project in that way, because there's an audience, too. There were 50 people in the room or something. So if you were just concerned about the cameras, I wouldn't have to project as much necessarily, but I want to give the people a good show. And also, like I said, the band has to hear the vocalists.
Right.
So they have to play quiet enough for that. And thankfully, I got the heads up about that, so we were rehearsing. I didn't realize it was no vocal monitors. I thought it was just really low, or no vocal amplification. So that is a different type of singing, but your girl is a professional.
Yay.
And has been trained. So I did what I had to do, and I think it went really well.
Yeah,
but it's a tough gig.
You got great reviews. I didn't realize it was tough. It seems so free and cute and fun.
That's even when the whole Amory thing was happening. I was she had a huge band and clearly could not hear herself. That's just not, it's she had,
she took a lot of criticism for that performance.
But people don't realize how tough it is.
Yeah, I guess not. Mm-hmm. Well, you worked it out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out to my band.
And it's hilarious that you think you blacked out because it seemed like you were really present. Just the way you were talking between songs.
I just mean,
stuff.
It happens so fast.
Yeah.
And, we had been rehearsing for hours and hours and hours. And so then it's it's one of those moments where all of a sudden it's just boom, and it's done. And you're whoa, what?
Yeah.
You come to, and you're huh?
It's interesting because you are an independent artist. Would you say independent by choice?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I will say, I grew up with an interesting perspective where, my dad is of the music era where you really were just the artist and A&R.
Bobby McFerrin, your dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
An A&R finds you and then the label does everything,
right.
And then I have my brother Taylor, who's 10 and a half years older than me, who had a different bit of experience, but not that much different. And then when I was coming into the industry was really when being independent was kind of possible. Like, I think Chance the Rapper came out when I was in college, and he was like one of the first independent artists.
One of the game changers, right?
To like
for
really open up the door to seeing that was a possibility. But I still, up until I would say like 2018, was still of the mindset of like, oh, like I want to be discovered. I don't want to do all of this other stuff. And to be clear, I still don't want to do all this stuff, but I see the cost reward. And especially with this last project, I very intentionally was like, I want to finish all the music and then I want to shop it around. Because I will say my mother, since day one, has been the one to tell me, you know, like, we have been able to be so fortunate because your father owns his masters. Like, that has been instilled in me for a really long time, even when I didn't understand what that meant, you know?
Right.
But going into this project, I really wanted to be like, I want to make sure that I own all of this. So I finished all the music and then started shopping it around. And people really liked it. But the other thing about this is, because I'm independent and can do whatever I want, I actually released this record, singles, and the album with dates that work best for my chart, astrologically speaking.
I love that so much.
It's called Scorpio. I was like, might as well just like lean into it, you know?
Right.
And I was really set on that because, like, for a number of reasons, but also because I can do whatever I want. And it was also like, why not? You know, like, if this helps, it helps. And if it doesn't, like, whatever. But the people that I was speaking to, they were like, oh, like, we're booked up for the first half of the year. Like, they just couldn't work with it. And so I was like, well, I'm really set on this. So I'm just going to upload my stuff to DistroKid like I did in
Apparently, you are not the one.
Right.
Madison McFerrin is my guest. We're listening to her new project, Scorpio. It's streaming right now, and we got a lot to talk about. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard said Obama officials manufactured intelligence on Russia's 2016 election interference. Now she's referred the case to the DOJ.
We will be releasing these documents shortly. In the wake of the release that we did last week, I'm very encouraged by the fact that we have whistleblowers coming forward.
Trump backs her, claiming they caught Obama cold. Obama's office calls the claims outrageous and a distraction. More information is being released about the death of actor Malcolm Jamal Warner. Costa Rican officials say he drowned Sunday while swimming in the ocean after being swept away by a strong current. His death was ruled accidental and funeral plans are pending. And 45-year-old Venus Williams made history Tuesday at the DC Open, beating Peyton Stearns in straight sets. It's her first singles win in nearly 2 years, making her the second oldest woman ever to win a tour-level match. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Is this the This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Venus Williams, at age 45, became the second oldest woman to win a tour-level singles match. The Compton native defeated Peyton Stearns in straight sets Tuesday, 6-3 and 6-4 in the first round of the DC Open in Washington, D.C. It was the first singles win for Venus since the Cincinnati Open in August of 2023. Tuesday's match was also the first time Venus had been on the court since the Miami Open on March 19, 2024. Martina Navratilova holds the record as the oldest woman to win a tour-level singles match. Navratilova was 47 when she won a match at Wimbledon in 2004. Venus showed she still has some game. One of her serves was clocked at 112 miles per hour. Venus, a 7-time Grand Slam champion, was given a wildcard exemption to play in the DC Open. She advances to the second round on Thursday against the number 5 seed in the tournament, Magdalena Frech of Poland. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least like to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at QuinnEmanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
All I need is one mic.
With the KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorial, I'm Martin Gordon, chair of the Pasadena Community Coalition. Recently, I listened to a Tavis Smiley show conversation with James Farr. At one point, James said something that caught me off guard. Not because it wasn't true, but because it is. Black Altadena is gone. I know it may seem stupid and non-productive, but I stopped in that moment listening to Tavis and James. I broke down and cried. In the back of my mind, I told myself we can bring it back like it was. But James Farr's reality check hit me like a ton of bricks. My community is being murdered. I said murdered, not by the Altadena Eaton Canyon fire, but by the people we elect to protect us, and by greedy and gatekeeping nonprofits who cannot see the forest for the trees. For the first time since the fire, I truly feel and understand my wife's inconsolable pain. Because I'm struggling to find a path to recovery and at least some form of normalcy. My community is crumbling right in front of my face. Lack of funding to rebuild is slowly destroying us. Many of us can no longer hold out, and developers are gobbling up our property. When I hear voices like Tavis Smiley and James Farr speak truth to power on KBLA Talk 1580, it reminds me that we're not crazy, just unheard. Make no mistake here, KBLA delegation, this is war, and we the people of Black Altadena are losing. It's like waiting for reparation. Not gonna happen, brother. In this new orange man world, no one, no entity is persuaded by right or wrong. There is no consequence for doing the wrong thing, and no accolades or support for doing the right thing. Will war-torn Black Altadena survive? Your guess is as good as mine. But what have I got to lose? I'm in my 70s and don't have time to wait. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once suggested that riots break out when people have no hope. But there's nothing left to burn down in Altadena. I wish I could say I remain hopeful that my beloved community will rise again like a phoenix from the ashes. I wish I could. With a KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorial, I'm Martin Gordon, chair of the Pasadena Community Coalition. Pasadena Community Coalition at gmail.com. Reach out to me. As always, we welcome your feedback.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
So this is you on Tyler the Creator. Too bad we couldn't play Tyler's part because it's not radio friendly at the moment.
It's very short, so the song is like 90% me, which is kind of crazy.
Was that wild? How did that feel to know that you have this artist that's obviously a fan of you?
I mean, I'm still kind of tweaking about it. I'm gonna be honest. He had originally. He posted the Ain't It Nice video back in March on his story. Didn't tag me in it. I found out from other people being like, oh my God, you're in Tyler the Creator story. And I'm a big Tyler the Creator fan. Like, I think he's, in terms of male rappers, him and Kendrick are my top two in like right now, and have been for a minute. I think that they are such artists. And so to have a cosign by him was already like, wow, that's amazing. But then he called me to hop on a track. I had no idea it was coming out so soon. He announced the record was dropping on Friday, that it was coming out on Monday, and I didn't know if it was going to be on it, which is kind of notoriously how people that big do things. They just like, people are a part of it, and then you find out when the album drops if you made it or not. So I was like, definitely freaking out over the weekend, but then he had announced his listening party and I asked if I could pull up, and I did. And it wasn't until I saw his engineer and his engineer hugged me and said congratulations that I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. But also because like I like literally did not even know that he was putting out a new project. He just put out his last album less than a year ago. So it was like, I thought that there was going to be a second, but hey, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. There are 3 features on the album: Pharrell, Yebba, and me.
Yay! I love that so much. I love that for you. I feel like your hard work is paying off, right? You've been touring, you've been writing when you have your writing bursts, and doing all the jobs of being an independent. Glad to hear you have another manager now.
Yes.
But still, there's still at least 10 other jobs you're doing, I know.
100%. And I'm very grateful that from, what was it, like April, May, and June, I got back together with a lot of the team that I had the last time around. So Biz3 was helping out with PR, and Cosign doing my radio stuff. And I already have agents, so like I was able to, with the album release, I at least had help with, but you know, even so, it's like leading up to Ain't It Nice, I didn't have press for Ain't It Nice, and like that's the song that he found, and I guess he had also realized that he had heard No Time to Lose like a few years back, but yeah, I was tweaking. I'm still tweaking.
But it seems like, I mean, it's Tyler, but it's Tiny Desk.
Yeah,
but it's,
no, all of these
I'm
things have been happening.
more press for you. It feels
boom,
like
boom.
Like it's organically growing, and to me that I'm not surprised. Because I feel like you are going to just keep going in that trajectory. I just have a really strong feeling about you and your music.
I also have a strong feeling about me and my music.
Yay!
So I'm happy
you would have to do all that work.
Right. Oh my God, you have to have so much confidence in yourself. And honestly, like I don't have a plan B. I don't know what else I would do. It'd be something with food, but that's not. I don't want to make a career out of that. But yeah, I really feel like the universe has opened up for me in a way that I'm incredibly grateful for. When I was ending things with my ex, I saw this tweet that said, "Sometimes not yet is God saying not with them around." And I really feel like that's what's happening. Not because of him specifically. I don't want to put all of this on him, and also he doesn't deserve the credit. But, truly, I really think that the universe rewards you when you are present with not just who you are, but also with love. And I don't think I could be successful in that last relationship because I couldn't be myself. And my heart chakra was so closed in that dynamic. And I really think that I'm being rewarded by the universe. This is what it feels like. I feel like I'm being rewarded by the universe for stepping aside from something that did not work for me and suppressed who I was fully. And now that I'm really fully myself, this is the most myself I've felt since I was a kid. This is the happiest I've been since I was a little kid. I think that when you open your heart to love, not just romantic, but just like love, period, which also has to do with love of self, I think that that's when you actually succeed, because energy feeds off of energy. And I mean, I think it's great that this is all happening during the happiest moments of my life.
Yeah,
so far.
It's momentum. It's great energy, right? You're, and you say most being yourself, but you are unique. I mean, we all are unique, but you're within the music business. You're unique. There's a lot going on that's sort of regimented in a way, especially for women. You have to have, a certain body, a certain makeup, certain hair, for a lot of the industry.
Totally.
And you don't do. You're a natural girly.
Yes. A lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm lazy, and I'm just like, honestly, I love makeup. But it takes so long to take off. Is the main problem.
That is true.
And I was raised properly in the sense of you always take off your makeup before you go to bed. You don't go to bed with a full face of makeup. You gotta wash your face. You gotta do all those things. So, and also I have sensitive skin. That's the white mom Irish side of me. And so if I have too much makeup on, it actually messes with my face a lot, So I'm just I have good
but you
skin.
Got natural hair,
right.
natural. And you're also blessed that you look beautiful without any of it. You actually don't, quote unquote, need it. Not technically, I guess none of us do, but you really don't.
I appreciate it.
But it's natural body, natural hair, natural.
Also, it's
beauty.
just there's so many toxic beauty standards out right now. I feel very blessed that I have been raised with a sense of self-confidence from both of my parents to just love who I am, and I understand that I'm also attractive, and I have really solid genetics and those things, and so I haven't dealt with the same kind of insecurities in that way, but I want people to see that you can just be yourself. I film a lot of Instagram stories in the morning when I first wake up, and I'm just in my robe and my bonnet, and it's because I don't want to have to put on a face for you guys to like me.
Yeah,
I'm about my music. It's and then it's like a surprise when I dress up and I don't want to give the wrong impression. No. You will put on some makeup, and you got plenty of sexy dresses. Right, I
don't want to give the
good.
wrong impression, but you have your own way of looking at things, your own aesthetic. Even when you dress, when you do makeup, you don't look like the Real Housewives of somewhere.
Well, but sometimes they be looking crazy.
No doubt.
Yeah, but it's okay. But it's okay. To each their own. Right. If you feel beautiful, that's really what matters. I think a lot of it too was I was so bogged down in this notion that in order for me to put out videos, specifically TikToks, I had to look a type of way, But now it's just no, I'd rather just put out stuff, and if I look dusty, I look dusty.
I've never seen you look dusty, but I will say I've never seen you look anywhere near dusty. But you're talking about your aesthetic and food. What is that on your shirt?
Oh, this is not like us. This is from the pop out. that Kendrick had on Juneteenth.
Right.
I was there.
Yeah, we were in Africa, or we would have been there. We're jealous.
No, I was there, and so this is the merch. This is the,
But what is that, ramen?
No, it's the meal that he calls out in Euphoria.
Oh, okay.
Also, the back says "wop wop wop wop." I was disappointed because they had a shirt that said, "Sometimes you gotta pop out and show." And I really wanted it, but it was long sleeves. And this is last Juneteenth. I was like, it's hot as hell. What are we doing? And it was $50. I was like, I don't want to cut off the sleeves. I already am going to crop it because I do that with all of my time, pretty much.
Me and Miles were mad. We were in Africa. We missed that show.
It was fun.
But not only did you go, you got the merch and you're wearing it on my show right now.
Listen, I wanted to represent Southside LA.
Okay. There you go, South Central. Well, you are. We're broadcasting live from Lamert Park.
Yeah.
Crenshaw District, Los Angeles, California. Madison McFerrin is here with me. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-687-7979. That's 800-687-7979. 800-687-7979.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we aim to foster enlightening, sustainable, restorative dialogue, and we welcome unapologetically progressive viewpoints that empower fellow citizens. We are now accepting submissions for KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorials like this one.
With the KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorial, I'm Martin Gordon, chair of the Pasadena Community Coalition. Recently, I listened to a Tavis Smiley Show conversation with James Farr. James said something that caught me off guard. Black out the Dina is gone. My community is being murdered. I said murdered.
All you have to do is go to our website homepage at KBLA1580.com and click on the icon that says KBLA Guest Editorials to learn more about our editorial standards and content submission guidelines. As long as the topic aligns with our mission, we are happy to review your submission and consider it for broadcast. We can't make any promises, but we want to amplify progressive perspectives that are community-focused and solution-oriented. So, go to KBLA1580.com right now to download all the information you need about our guest editorials. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
And we're with Madison McFerrin. I wish we can play every song on your new album and every song on the last one.
Thank you.
It's just a lot of good music.
I appreciate
and
it.
I was talking about your different personas. I didn't just mean the quality of your voice or your look. The musical sounds too. You go rock and roll. You've got some, jazz festival, Madison. There's, definitely, super smooth, and then very happy. There's more dark Madison. There's a lot of poetry, a lot of different kinds of expression happening here.
Well, I mean, like I said before, it's just I was just creating music that I liked.
Just doing yourself.
I was, I really feel like I'm just a vessel for something greater, and so I was just making the music how it was meant to be made.
You went full Bridgerton on one of the songs, like some classical sort of.
Listen, and I think it's also it has to do with the music I was raised with. I was raised with a lot of different type of music in my life, and so I like for my own sound to reflect that, and I think that it's hard not to, just because of the household I was raised in. Like, there was a lot of different types of music going around all the time, so I pulled from all of it.
You're also, I think, very just outspoken, right? I've seen a couple. I saw one, I don't know if you called it just a commentary that you did on Instagram calling people out.
Yeah.
And some people, for me, the first time I ever heard you was that MFers Guilty, which was a repeated hit.
Yeah.
For Derek Chauvin and then again for the president.
Right. Unfortunately, I've used it multiple times.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's actually, it's cool because you're harmonizing and it sounds really sweet and cool, but you're going that MFers Guilty. And to me, it's giving a little bit of your personality. You can be soft, you can be jazzy, but you're also like, no BS.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely my mom. I was raised to be an empathetic person, and that also comes with not dealing with any BS because we have an empathy deficit at the moment.
Yeah, but I do think a lot of artists have gone in retreat as far as being outspoken politically.
Well, now we're living in a fascist state, and so they're definitely trying to make people afraid, of speaking out, which is art's main purpose has been political, even when it's not speaking towards something political, period, or specifically, it's like making art is political. You're doing something that's against the grain of society, and art has always been a place where people speak up against power. And I think it's also one of the best ways to actually get people to see themselves, Like I feel like my whole purpose is to be a storyteller so that other people can see themselves in my stories. Like, I'm writing about things that are hyper specific to me, but I'm not the first person to go through heartbreak or a breakup or have been in a toxic situation, So it's like I'm just trying to be as authentically myself as possible, and I feel no fear towards speaking out with what I believe in because I'm pretty solid in my morals and that they are on the right side of history, So it's like, why would I be afraid to speak up about something where I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure that the thing that I'm speaking up against is like, not to be like I'm always right type of thing, but it's like I feel like we should be able to call a spade a spade.
Well, you're speaking from what you believe rather than trying to be trendy or repeat something you heard, or it's based in your own ethics and morals.
Totally.
And I've heard you call people out politically. I actually find it refreshing.
Thank you.
Because you kind of have this, well, if you don't like it, unfollow me.
Right, totally. It's like I truly don't care about losing quote-unquote fans who actually don't believe in what's best for humanity, period. Because if you voted for this whack job, you actually don't care about me as a woman. You don't care about me as a black woman. Like, there are so many things that, like, you are actually anti-me. You can try and say that you did it for XYZ reasons, but it's like, no, at the end of the day, you actually don't care that this person is racist and a misogynist and a rapist and a felon and all of these things. And so, like, I don't need you to be a fan, and I'm not worried about losing you. And, like, that's fine by me. I literally have no qualms with losing people who are actually anti the betterment of all human beings.
In the chat, Terry says it's jazzy like Nancy. Wilson, Molly Bell says, I love songs with stories. And MJ Scott says, Dominique, asante for introducing me to Madison. She and her father are musically gifted. Your father, your brother, I'm pretty sure there's others that we don't know about.
My middle brother, Javon, is an actor, but he has an incredible voice and was on Broadway in a little show that you may have heard called Hamilton.
Oh, yeah,
he played
that
Hamilton.
Thing.
So,
So what does that do in your artistry coming from a musical family? Is it scary? Like, is it competition, or is it just a fact of life? How does that play
It's really
out?
just a fact of life. I definitely used to feel pressure not to do art, but just the fact that I was doing art, the same kind of art, more or less as my father. You know, I'm a vocalist. He's a vocalist. He's one of the best vocalists, period. Like, that's not even a question, you know? He is the first to do on stage what he honed, you know, like he's a master. And you don't realize that growing up because he's just doing it out around the house all the time. And if anything, you're like, Dad, can you shut up for like 5 minutes?
Right.
But then when I got to college, especially, I was like, oh, this guy's actually a really big deal. And at that time, who knows who they are in college? Barely anybody, right? I thought the fact that I knew that I wanted to be a singer was more than most. You know, I had a career path that I was trying to go after, but there was a lot of pressure then. But now I just feel honored and grateful because I recognize that my part is just the next step in the legacy, and I'm meant to carry this torch forward. My father has been an incredible father and conduit for joy for so many people, and I think that that's incredibly inspiring, and I wear that with a badge of honor.
That's great. That's dope. A dope way of looking at it. Man, time flies when you're on the radio. You're going to be in LA and you're going to be in the Bay coming up in October next.
I start tour September 30th in Phoenix, I believe, and we'll be on the road until October 23rd, which is actually the first day of Scorpio. So I think that that's kind of cool that we're ending
on
that
Scorpio.
way. Yeah, and it's during Libra season. I'm a Libra moon. I'm like, okay, this is all working out. But yeah, I'll be in LA on October 2nd at the Roxy and at August Hall in San Francisco on October 3rd.
Well, thank you for coming back. It's great to talk with you.
Lovely talking with
you. And I appreciate your supporting our whole Black-owned radio station.
Always. Gotta be there for our people, you know?
Yay. Tavis Smiley is up next. Until tomorrow, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard said Obama officials manufactured intelligence on Russia's 2016 election interference. Now she's referred the
coming forward.
Trump backs her, claiming they caught Obama cold. Obama's office calls the claims outrageous and a distraction. More information is being released about the death of